the girl a-running in a group. She had a high-speed motor in a 40 Ford coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look at Buddy, hot rod at large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot rod. She's my hot rod.
Leon, if I know Chuck, everything's labeled. It's all got it knows exactly where it is. Everything is touchable.
Spot on.
That's the plan someday.
That's the plan.
I'd like to get there. It'd take me a couple of years.
I understand. Education. I am bugging several different colleges. I want to get them involved in this show. I want to get them in, as sponsors. I want to get them on the air. I want kids to get an education.
Sure, we
Now,
need it.
your kids are going out from Lowell High School and going to all different colleges.
Yep.
I mean, it's just fantastic. Tell me what, and you got a new program coming there. You got a new building coming.
Yeah, we got to name it, George. We got to come up with some good ideas for the new automotive/welding/CNC machine building. So,
Wow.
I don't know, it'll be the industrial building or industrial trades or CTE, all those catchphrases. We got to come up with a good name for our new building. We'll have half of the building will be a 5-bay auto shop, and then we'll have a 12-booth welding training facility, and we'll have about 6 different CNC machines there.
You know, and quite frankly, welding is probably one of the biggest futures out there, and they're so short of journeymen
Yeah.
in the welding field. It's unbelievable. You know, even if Chuck can design it, somebody's still got to weld it together.
Right.
Somebody's got to put it together. Actually, take his design and go with it.
Yeah, so we see the need for training in the industrial trades, and we link up with different colleges as Ivy Tech and Vincennes University so that they get, as Chuck brought up, some of the dual credit where you get some credit while you're still in high school, and then it transfers to one of the state local schools, so you kind of get one out of the way, and then you're kind of lined up to finish your associate's degree or get your certificate after high school.
Education, that certificate, that sheepskin has become a real thing. A real thing. When the Chucks of the world get done designing them, we got to fix them.
Right.
And that takes a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah, and as you know, there's a shortage of techs for mechanics in cars too.
Oh,
so it's
God,
hard to
it's
find a
horrible.
good mechanic for your car.
And of course, Chuck, you know the times they are changing. You better be able to keep up with the times.
Right. No, that's the important thing is that, continuing education is also a big issue.
Yes, I never even thought about talking about that. The further, once you get that sheepskin and go to work and you got some job training under your belt, now it's time to go back and get retrained a little more on the newest stuff.
Right.
Yeah, keep updated with it all.
Because they are changing. They are changing. The electric cars of the world are here. Whether you like it or not, they're here.
Right.
Autonomous driving, I don't have a problem with electric cars. I really don't. And I actually like hydrogen or natural gas better. But you know what? It is what it is. If electric is going to be the way we go, it's going to be the way we go. But
I think it'll be a big mix. We'll see which application for each different engine or electric motor applies best to the situation that motor is going to be doing its job in. But we're definitely going to see some changes.
the only thing I have a problem with is autonomous driving. I cannot see that happening. Not in my lifetime. Of course, I'm an old geezer. But you young guys are going to see it. And a mixture of autonomous and non-autonomous could be fatal.
They're working on it, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. There's companies. Here, I got a thing here I pulled out. It was 2 things I was going to talk to you guys about today. 4 of 20 of the largest automakers now have installed automatic braking in over half their models. This is going to save lives, no, Chuck?
Right. Well, automatic braking and even, parking assist. And that's the whole thing is that you don't need to have an autonomous car. If you still want to drive your car, great. But at the end of the day, why wouldn't you want the technology to help save a life? Whether it's yours or the guy in front of you or the guy behind you. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
I want that technology.
Right. But also I was reading an interesting story the other day about parking assist where there's an issue with some vehicles. You go to put it on your rack, and if you do the wrong thing at the wrong time, the parking assist kicks in while the mechanic's trying to put it on the rack. So stuff like that we still have to figure out. And
there's glitches
Right.
that have to be done. We go to the car phone here. Hey, let's talk to somebody. You're on with the car guy.
Merry Christmas,
Hello?
Big George.
Did we
It's Rick
lose ya?
Federicki. How are
we
you?
hear him.
Oh,
It's Frankie.
How are you?
okay.
You having trouble hearing Frankie? No,
Merry
we hear you.
Christmas.
Can you
Big
Can you
George,
hear us?
Big George lost his headset. We're
There
gonna
we
give him a
go.
second. There
There
he
we
goes.
go.
Okay, now he can hear you.
I'm ready. What's
Can
up?
you hear me now?
I can hear you, buddy.
What's going on? Merry Christmas.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah?
Wow.
How are you?
What's going on,
Can you
buddy?
hear me?
I can hear you now. Are you liking
Nothing.
this?
I just wanted to say I love your show. I love you guys. I'm so happy we've rounded out 1 year, year number 1, into year number 2. You've got some unbelievable partners. We collectively have some unbelievable, great people, extended family, and all these wonderful people you have on today. And you guys all make a difference in the Federici Bros and Team WIMS, Team WHFB. Thank you all for being you, because it's awesome. Good
Rick,
time of the year.
Thank you, buddy. You know what? You took this show to the next level, and I'll never regret the time I met you, the day I met you. You know, it's been a great time, and it's been a great show, and we're rocking and rolling. Going into 2018, I got nothing but full steam ahead.
I'm with you 100% on that. And Tim Saldana, your executive producer, and all your behind-the-scenes tech wizardry, and the great folks, your studios in LaGrange, your shop, everybody that has come aboard. God bless all of our families and our businesses, and looking forward to another great year. And we have a whole packed house already. In fact, everybody's sucking down mimosas as we speak and listening to your show. So rock on.
Hey, save me a mimosa. I'll come on up and get one.
Yep, you got it. I'll have about 6 down by the time you get here. All right.
All right, you should be a lot of fun. You should be a lot of fun to play cards with later.
See you guys.
Goodbye. Merry Christmas, boss. Oh yeah, that's our boss, Rick Federici from the WIMS, WHFB, and now 2 FM stations, and who knows? Gerard Media is the media company. We were talking about the technology coming around and I like I say, I can't do the autonomous. I just can't. It's just not my style. But the automatic braking, the lane, the stay in your lane thing,
Right.
what do they call that? Lane variation or that kind of stuff I can deal with, Chuck.
Right.
But I as far as not, I have to have a steering wheel, and I have to have a brake pedal. I don't care if I get a gas pedal, but I want a brake pedal.
And I think a lot of people are going to be in that same situation. That's what a lot of people are used to, and that's what they're going to want. And I think at the end of the day, like I said, you know, we lose 30,000 plus people a year in car accidents. And anything that we can do to save lives, whether it's, I mean, obviously we've got airbag issues, we've got all these issues, all these things that we need to fix to save lives. And I think, you know, some of these technologies are certainly going to help with that.
I couldn't agree with Chuck more that we need to save lives, and these will save lives.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, they will. And the lane thing and the stopping and that, as long as I still have when push comes to shove, I still have control.
Sure.
Well, the thing of it is, how many times do you see driving people that aren't driving? When they're staring at their phones, or they're putting on their makeup, or they're looking at something else than the car or the thing in front of them. It's already happening. People aren't driving their cars. They're getting distracted.
Distracted driving is like my pet peeve.
Right.
And General Motors just announced a program in their dashboard where it's going to be all over. They're going to do it again.
Unreal.
And they're going to make it worse. You're going to reserve your table at a restaurant. You're going to call ahead and get your groceries. Let's go to the car phone here. Let's talk to who's on the phone. You're on with the car guy.
George, John, Golfus, how are you?
Oh, the boss. This is John Golfus from Blue Top. And what's for breakfast tomorrow? You got a ghost pepper omelet for me?
Morning, guys. Nah,
Morning, John.
I don't know about that. A jalapeno burger. What's going on, Leon? Chuck, how are you?
Good, sir. How are you?
Right.
I'm a little sick, but I'm okay.
Yeah, you've been
Trying to get the thing that everybody has.
We got to get you healthy again. That's all there is to it.
I
We
know,
had a
trying to
healthy
get some
party
rest
at
for
John's
these
place the other
holidays.
night.
I see a
Yeah,
whole
it was a
party.
good turnout.
What's going on at Blue Top this
Just wanted to
weekend?
wish everybody a Merry Christmas, guys.
John, Merry Christmas to you. You've been a great friend and a great partner. And you have the
Okay,
probably
looking forward to New Year, okay, guys?
oh yeah, you got probably the niftiest place in the whole world. That will
And
never
Leon did a couple burnouts up front. It was pretty nice.
We had the olds out there for the Blue Top Christmas party and lit some smoke in the air.
Oh
The
my,
455 came alive.
I'll be.
Oh, yes, it did. Well, Merry Christmas, guys, and I got to go. I got to get back to work.
All right, buddy, go to work. We won't hold you from that. Go make some burgers.
We'll come by after the show.
There
You know,
go.
and that's the thing. You know,
Yeah, what-
I'm going past Blue Top all the time now, And it just, how do you not have a smile on your face when you drive past that place and
Oh,
just
you
see
can't.
everybody, even this time of year? I mean, there's still people out there, and
Oh, it's
just
impossible.
It's such a great addition to the community
It is.
to bring
It's
that back.
beautiful. It is the thing it's the whole thing that we needed the most in our
Right,
area.
absolutely.
I want to ask you guys, okay, Mr. Engineer, Mr. Teacher,
Okay.
BMW is just announced that they're teaming up with a company called Solid Power to develop a solid state battery.
Right.
Now, this solid state battery, I believe, is going to have to be lithium, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I didn't read the whole thing yet, but I know they're going to change the way they make batteries. The lithium-ion batteries are the ones that catch on fire, correct?
Right.
Where didn't Toyota Prius start with a nickel-cadmium battery?
Right, the original ones were. Yeah.
They were, but now they're lithium-ion.
I think they have, I don't know if they've completely transitioned, but I know some of them, it's a mix, depending on what model and things like that.
Have we made that safer, guys? Have we made lithium-ion safer?
Well,
that's some touchy stuff.
But I mean, what we talked about last time was the idea the biggest issue is fire.
Right.
And the idea that the fire departments need to know how to handle an electrical fire because you treat it differently than a traditional car fire.
But we haven't heard of any fires on electric cars lately.
Right. Well, I mean,
Not
even
lately.
the idea of an accident or anything like that, how you treat, dealing with
Well,
that.
Leon, one of the shows I went to down by you had they had firemen there.
Right, the
that-
EMS came down.
They knew how to do. They had been trained.
Right.
That was part of their training, how to deal with electric cars, because it's a whole new ballgame.
Right.
It completely is. You can have that lithium-ion battery explode in your face if you don't know what you're doing.
Well, I don't think they're so much worried about that as to disarm the battery. They want it to discharge and release that energy safely. That's what they're designed to do.
Right.
And they're showing the EMS guys where to cut if you had to do the jaws of life and cut the roof off. There are specific points where they want you to cut where there's no danger at all. So they want EMS and safety people to be aware of those points where on standardized, every electric car you can cut there and you have no risk.
So they're all going to try and they're going to make it like
It's
universal
standardized,
type.
yep.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story. Many,
Universal
many,
shutdowns, universal cut points, so
Exactly.
every EMS guy knows when he walks in there, if he cuts this car here, he's going to have no risk.
He's fine.
Or if he needs to shut this thing down immediately, that shut-off switch is in the same spot on every electric car, so every EMS guy knows where to go and disarm that battery.
That's perfect. I'm going to tell you a story years ago, and I want to see what Chuck has to say about this. Now, when I was first in the business, 1969, we would do work on dashboards, and the idea was to take your wedding ring off and put it in your pocket, because up above in that dashboard, as you're reaching up there looking for bulbs or whatever, there were studs sticking out that were electric, 12-volt battery voltage. And you could physically weld your finger to the back of a dashboard. And I did
Wow.
once. I did, because it was a gold ring and it welded right to the dashboard.
Wow.
Now, by today's standards, if you, like Leon says, cutting into a car, if you were to hit that volt, what kind of voltage are we talking? Would that be more lethal? I mean, it wasn't lethal when I broke into business. 12 volts was 12 volts.
Right.
Low amperage, 12 volts. Now,
But
it's
I mean,
a little
you
different.
I mean, you could still have dropped your wrench on top of the battery and things like that. I mean, there
Oh,
was
yeah.
still voltage there. I mean, there was still a discharge, still a risk.
Oh, yeah.
You will never meet an electronics guy that wears a wedding ring. I don't care what you do. I tell my wife didn't believe me the first time. I said, talk to any electrician, talk to any guy that works on electricity. He does not wear jewelry. He does not wear rings.
No, or a mechanic.
Or a mechanic.
I can't wear one.
Right.
They're just, it's dangerous.
Right.
But not as dangerous as it is now.
Right.
If I get caught up under the hood and I'm doing something, how many volts are we talking about? What if that car's got 6 batteries?
Well, and it's just like, an electrician working on anything else. You shut it off, you lock it out, things like that. I mean, it's, at the end of the day, whenever you're working around electricity, there's certain safety procedures that you have to follow. Whenever you're working around, gas.
You don't
whenever
stick
you're
your finger in the socket.
Right. So it's that same, it's a safety mentality, and it's sort of, especially whether you're working around, if you're working around a car, there's always the possibility of combustion. There's always the possibility of, talking about the fan kicking on. Anytime that there's electricity,
You don't put your hand on the exhaust manifold after it's hot.
or something that's
Right.
hot, right? And there's those standard. I mean, and that's sort of going back to, that base education of
Base safety training and just the awareness of an industrial environment, how
Right.
to put cars on lifts and how to jack things up, how to work safely, how to use tools without hurting yourself.
And
And
that's-
that's a lot of the basics that
Right.
we do with the students.
And
at
even
the school.
if you train somebody in your department and you're at school and he becomes an electrician or he becomes a whatever, goes to
Right,
the
a
mills,
welder, a mechanic.
I think that's the most important thing is to teach young people situational awareness and things like that.
I
Doesn't
agree
matter
with
where
you,
you're
Chuck.
working.
Yep.
But if we're talking about a 36 or a 72 amp or volt system, are we talking high amps or low amps? I mean, is it safe to a point? I mean, it's always got to be dealt with correctly. I
Right,
agree.
right.
And there are precautions, yes.
They
But
have designed those cars to be triple safe. You would have to do 3 or 4 things wrong, obvious things wrong, before you could get electrocuted. And then if you did get in an accident, the cars are designed to dump the electricity or isolate the battery pack so that electricity can go nowhere else. And that's why you never hear of anyone getting electrocuted.
I mean,
from an electric
realistically,
car.
it's no different than having a fuel cut off when your normal combustion vehicle
Well,
flips
exactly.
over. I mean, it's the same. Again, it's the same mentality, whether it's electric or fuel or a gasoline or whatever.
It's just
the case might
different
be.
precautions.
Different
It's a
precautions.
different set of
right.
rules.
But you are right, George. If you wanted and you were totally oblivious and you were someone that wasn't mechanical or electrical and you bought an electric car and you open the hood and you start grabbing wires, it wouldn't be the smartest thing to do. And there's a lot of electricity under there, but just like you see a down power line, you shouldn't go try to grab
Well,
it and put it back
exactly.
up on the
If
pole.
it sparks, don't touch it. I
Right.
understand.
Yeah,
So-
but I mean, I think the idea of the body becoming energized is almost impossible. I think the idea, I think that idea, or even with the EMS, like you said, short of cutting around, if the vehicle's upside down or something, it's a different story. But cutting somebody out of the car, I think you're relatively safe in that respect.
Most of them are 440 volt, I think.
That's heavy.
You're right.
duty.
It's
is.
still something that needs to be taken seriously.
That would
Oh,
that
for
would
sure.
scare me, And I know every year something new comes out in the business, and they say, oh, you got to have a whole new set of tools, a whole new set of training precautions, and then we find out down the road it wasn't so bad. The Freon,
Right.
and they went from 12 to 12R, and then they went to 134R,
Right.
blah 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 blah. It was all the same. It was just it was more technology, but it was more to sell equipment and training. Now this actually does require equipment and training and precautions because we've made a big step.
Right.
An electric car is a big step. It's a big change, a huge change. I know.
It is a different skill set.
Oh,
definitely.
absolutely. Volkswagen is going to build hundreds of charging stations. Tesla in California, Chuck will love this. Chuck is an Elon Musk fan, and I'm not an Elon Musk fan. But in California, he has built two. And only in the land of fruits and nuts would he do this. 2 charging stations that come complete with a salon, a bar, a rest area.
Wow.
It's like a club. It's a country club. You pull in, charge your Tesla, and go watch television. And the
California dreaming there.
Yeah, it's like the Admirals Club at the airport. It's the best. You can take a shower.
Wow.
Do whatever you want.
Well, but again, I mean, so that's the mentality. You stop at a gas station, it takes you 2-3 minutes to fill up your tank. Now you have to go and charge, takes maybe 15 minutes to a half hour. You need something to do. So, you're trying to find a way to fill that time. We're just a different mindset of how we do things.